43. Yesterday's high was 42. Currently, humidity at 90%. Winds out of the north at 6 miles an hour, and the pressure at 29.83 and holding. Overcast skies right now. We've got 35 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Now 6 minutes past 8, it's time for morning coffee.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, we're
Hello,
so
hello.
blessed. That right there
Move this
is
around here.
our guest, and you can talk right into that little
talk
thing
right
right
into
there.
that? Hello, hello.
Debbie Legge,
Yes.
local author and socialite, here with us this morning.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
You're going to have a very important function right off the stop here.
Awesome.
But by the way, I'm Mike Dreeth. Mark Turner over there. We've already introduced Debbie Legge. If you're wanting to see us, you're welcome to do that. You can also see if we're on the up and up when it comes to picking the winner in the Show Us Your Rack contest, because we'll be doing that on the air. So you can get us not only on 104.9 FM and WFIWradio.com, but you can follow the link on Facebook to our YouTube page, and you can see. And I have to say something. Out of the three people, Debbie's the only one worth looking at, okay? So I'm just going to be real honest with you.
Hardly.
So on YouTube, you can go to WFIW Radio on that channel. This drawing is because of Carla at Ultra Products and the people out there. Ultra Products, known as one of the wonderful places to go for outfitting for deer, archery, for just a great place to go if you're an outdoors person, okay? And we had the Show Us Your Rack promotion where you had to upload or send to us pictures of you and the buck that you harvested in Southern Illinois. Once again, I just didn't think it fair to harvest a buck so that I would be involved in the contest. So I haven't yet.
Right. We believe that.
Now I will.
That's the reason you're going with now, that you didn't want to be part of the Show Us Your Rack promotion, so that's why you didn't get a deer yet?
It's your story, and you're sticking to it.
There's still 2 weeks left. I've got plenty of time to get
All
my rack.
Get your rack on, right?
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we're going to pick a name. There were 100 entries almost.
Yeah.
25 with the pictures. The first 25, they were given or they were offered the opportunity to go out to Ultra Products and get a T-shirt, a special T-shirt, a Show Us Your Rack T-shirt. And there's still some out there. So some of the people in the top 25 didn't go out. So they have to go out and get their T-shirts.
And this drawing this morning is the culmination of better than a month?
Oh, over that.
Yeah.
It started at the end of November. The winner will either win a U.S.-made Parker Bushwhacker crossbow, and that's a $400 value, or a $200 in-store credit to Ultra Products, which is out on North 1st Street. Debbie, you're going to get the honor of picking the winner, and I have already done this a number of times. Reach your hand in there.
I watched you do it earlier.
All right.
Short arms.
All right.
Let's see who we got here.
Who is it?
Mitchell Casey.
Mitchell Casey is the winner. Right there. There you go. Mitchell, if you're listening, or if you know Mitchell, let him know he's the winner, and we will talk to him after the show. How's that sound?
All right, we can do her.
So, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here, Debbie.
Glad to be here.
I just wanted to talk about a couple of things, and of course, I've got the perfunctory show prep. I was at Carter's, their new store, yesterday.
Right there next to Kincaid's.
Right next to Kincaid's. They have sold their ATV business to Car Corral. That's a move that's been in the works for months. That's down on the South Highway. But boy, what a beautiful job they've done with this building, which used to be the Save-A-Lot. And
it doesn't look like Save-A-Lot anymore.
No, it sure doesn't. Just a beautiful operation. Really, congratulations to Gary and Nate and the crew down there, and Royce. They also, Gary told an interesting story. According to the Secretary of State, you know how that sits next to Kincaid's?
Yeah.
The Secretary of State told them initially they had to build a fence.
A
fence between the two businesses. And as it is, they negotiated it down to essentially a curb. So there's going to be a number of people that take out the bottom of their cars before this is over with.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought that was just another example of the state of Illinois.
I'm sorry. It has been renamed, and my phone actually will autocorrect it. It's Hellinois.
Illinois. All right, I like it.
Well, good. So that I wanted to say.
Depending on which state you're from, it could be Illinois.
This is true.
That
This
too.
is true.
In Texas, it would be Illinois.
Yeah.
So anyway, a great time there. Had lunch there and got to meet some great people. The Rotary had their program there. Also, wanted to just say kudos to the Hands for the Handicapped. In particular, one of my great friends here in town, who I greatly admire, Mickey Bohr, the former mayor, who helped put together and navigate the sale of the Dieball House to the Oblong Children Christian Home, and that's nothing but good news for the area. So
That's great. And a lot of area churches and Sunday school classes, they all chipped in, and some of them took a room to decorate.
yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I actually work with Amy Kemp, who is the director.
Really?
Yes, we speak together with Called and Confident.
She is
amazing.
wonderful.
She is amazing.
I talked to her yesterday on the phone. She gave me 2 perfect radio cuts.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, that was really good. And she says, well, I studied radio in college.
Oh, I know.
And then
Not
she
at
went
all
off
surprising.
and made something of herself instead of sticking in radio.
Went off and found a real job, huh?
All right, so I got the show prep. Can I get into that real fast, or should I wait?
Go ahead and get into it.
All right. Well, this is, of course, we have birthdays. You announced them earlier, but
Yeah.
I do a little research about them. Jane Wyman's birthday was today. She left us in 2005. Died 07 at the age of 90.
Wasn't she married to Ronald Reagan at one point?
First wife of Ronald Reagan.
Right.
Yes, and they were married in 1940, divorced in 49. They had one child, the oldest, Reagan. I forget her name. Anyway,
Maureen, isn't it?
That's it.
Okay.
Perfect. Well
Very
done.
good.
That would have been a good trivia question. She received the Academy Award for Best Actress for a performance in a movie called Johnny Belinda in 1948. 3-time winner of the Golden Globe. She was in a soap opera. If you remember the soap opera she was in, where she played Angela Channing. Does that ring a bell for anybody? 1981 to 1990.
One Life to Live.
No.
General Hospital.
No, it was a primetime soap opera.
Really?
1981 to 1990. No.
That was
Falcon Crest.
Falcon
was the name.
Crest, right.
Okay.
Didn't she also peddle bras on TV? Playtex?
I can't say that I remember that.
The thing I remember about Jane Wyman
You
is
can't
that
say, or
I
you
can't
can't
say.
remember.
is that picture from the 40s,
Right.
Where everything is very perky, and
Oh,
it's
my
a very
Hello.
it was one of those pinup photos from
Of
World War
her?
II, I think. I believe
Jane
so.
Wyman?
Yeah, I believe so. She's dressed in a
I didn't know that.
kind of a cowboy outfit,
Well,
jeans
that
and
would
a
make
plaid
sense.
shirt, and laying like on a hay bale. I think that was Jane Wyman.
No. That was Jane Russell.
Oh,
Jane
okay.
Russell.
She's the one that did the Playtex commercials. Then
Well,
Okay,
yes,
right,
because
right,
Jane
right.
Russell could do that.
I'm getting my Janes
Yes,
mixed up.
you are. I'll say there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into detail. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's a good idea.
Barbara Rush, 91 today, an American Golden Globe Award-winning movie and television actress. In 54, she won the Golden Globe Award as the most promising female newcomer for a film, It Came from Outer Space. I don't remember that one.
What came from outer space?
It Came from
It.
Outer Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Anyway,
If they told you, you wouldn't go see the movie.
absolutely.
That's true.
She was also in a regular performer in a soap opera. Also a primetime soap opera. This would have been the late 60s, though.
Peyton Place.
Yes!
Ooh, you're good.
Very good, Turner. Very
You know.
good.
I
This
did my studying this morning.
Also,
see.
89 years old today, Don Shula. Best
Former
known,
coach of the Dolphins.
yes, former known as he's best known as the head coach of the Dolphins, the team that he led to 2 Super Bowl victories and the perfect season.
Yep.
The only perfect season, if I'm not mistaken.
17-0.
He was also the coach of the team that got beat by Joe Namath in 1968. The Colts got beat by the Jets.
You betcha.
Floyd Patterson would have been, I'm not exactly sure. how
boxer?
old. Yes.
Okay.
He was a really mild personality otherwise for a professional boxer. He died in 06 at 71. At the age of 21, he became the youngest boxer in history to win the title. So interesting there. Diane Cannon. Now, okay, for a moment, this is really interesting. Diane Cannon, she is 81. actress, director, screenwriter, producer, editor. She's best known for her acting, but she also is famous for one thing she did in her personal life.
Married Burt Reynolds.
No.
No?
No, that was Lonnie Anderson, but you're very
Oh, okay.
warm. Very warm.
I have no idea.
She married Cary Grant
Oh.
late in his life. And
Really?
they were married in 1965. The marriage only lasted 3 years, but
She must have been a lot younger.
oh,
than Cary
much
Grant.
younger, absolutely much younger. They have one child who survives. Jennifer Grant is alive and well, and the only sibling of Cary Grant. So I thought that was really
The only
interesting.
child
Child.
of Cary Grant.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you're right. I'm sorry, I said sibling. Doris Kearns Goodwin, 75 years old today. She knows all about presidents. She's written a number of books
Right,
about
right,
presidents. You see her all the time. Patty Loveless,
The country singer.
yes, born Patricia Lee Ramey in 1957, so she's 61.
Mm-hmm.
61? Is that right? Yeah, I think so. No, 62. No, 61.
I haven't had enough coffee yet.
Shouldn't
All right,
you
kids
know
are-
that?
Well, it was the same year I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm 61.
Okay.
All right. She was from Kentucky, Pikesville, Kentucky.
That's over on the eastern side of the state.
Is it?
Yeah.
Charted more than 40 cuts on the Billboard Hot Country. You know one Patty Loveless song? Either one of you?
Nope. I did not grow up with country, I'm afraid.
All right. Timber, I'm Falling in Love.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I remember that song.
Chains, Blame It on Your Heart, You Can Feel Bad, and Lonely Too Long. Some of the hits.
Okay.
I want to take a break. I got some other things that happened on this date that would be, I think, interesting to you. But when we take this time out, we'll be back with more on Morning Talk Coffee.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when David Souter was confirmed by the Senate and took his seat on the Supreme Court?
I have been given much. Much will be expected from me in return.
President Bush told Congress to pass a budget or else.
If we fail to enact this agreement, our economy will falter and recession will follow.
Mikhail Gorbachev won the Nobel Peace Prize. In the World Series, the defending champs were blown away by the underdogs.
Cincinnati, the champions of baseball, with an improbable sweep over Oakland.
And here's what the radio sounded like.
Give me something to believe in. All the words can say I need you now. Leave me stranded, so sweet cherry pie. Everybody,
Suicide Blonde.
Those songs were big winners when they hit the air, but when did they? The answer and a touch of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Le Mans. For years, that name has been recognized across our region. A pillar of our community that has built their business around customer service, quality products, and a dedication to the community. As a big business in Southern Illinois, they needed a financial institution with those same qualities and one who could handle big business banking. They chose FNB, a bank with the services, capability, and capacity to be that partner. FNB, banking, business, life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
October 1990. Love takes time.
Mariah Carey and Love Takes Time, the top song of October 1990. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
The Coffee Cam is on, and you can watch Morning Coffee on YouTube. Now, all they need is lots of makeup. Back to the show.
Well, at least two of the three of us need lots of makeup.
I don't know. I can see myself now. It's like, well, maybe a little more. I don't know.
You don't need any makeup. You're just fine. Tell us how you've been doing, and before I get into more show stuff.
Been good. Survived Christmas. About to survive Nathan being home for 2.5 weeks. He's going a little stir crazy, our 11-year-old son. We got to have our oldest son, Matthew, home for a week. They gave him a week off of work. So that was really good to have him.
That is great to have the whole family, huh?
It was great. 4 legs in the house.
Wow. You know, and I love the fact that Clinton and they live out on a farm outside of town. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place, a nice area of the flat plains.
Exactly. Very, very.
I honk every time I drive by in my pickup. So when you say, "Hey, there's a white pickup," that honks every time they go by. It's me.
You just automatically wave when somebody drives by.
Remember, she's the one that gave us the
That's right,
the waving
tip
technique.
Yeah.
So what else is going on? You been doing any writing?
I am. I kind of quit for the holidays,
Yes.
and I'm getting back into it starting on Monday. I have a rough draft of a book.
Good.
Very, very rough. I'm not even entirely sure you could say draft. It's just kind of a bunch of information.
It's a
plugged
bunch
in.
of IDs.
Right.
Did you-
So the rewriting process begins Monday.
Did you have people that got your Christmas book for their kids?
I did. I did have a couple. And in
Excellent.
fact, I got to sign one. That was even more
Oh,
fun.
that's fun.
cool.
Yeah, it is fun.
We got an author here. You know what I mean?
I know.
We only get the big guess.
Yeah.
The
I
big
know.
guess.
I know.
The only time somebody asks for my autograph is when they want money.
Yes, sign right here.
Sign right here.
I get that one.
Oh, well, in this date in history, just for a moment, let's reflect. Bob Hope was heard for the first time on network radio in 1935. You know, you look back on
And
his
his career
career
spanned,
is
what, 60?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy, think about all the things that he did. Radio, movies, television,
Stage.
The
He
guy
did some
could
stage.
Absolutely. He could sing. He could dance. He was just remarkable. His NBC specials were enormously successful.
Right.
And
right.
he was a staple on the USO tours
Oh.
in at least 3 wars.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
World
the
War
first time I
II,
ever remember
World War II,
hearing
Korea,
about
and
those.
Vietnam.
Absolutely. Yeah. What a great American. 36, the first time that music chart was based on Billboard, on sales.
Okay.
Started then. This is the era of Sputnik.
Aha.
You know what that is, Debbie?
Yes, the little Russian satellite.
That's the first, that was the sort of wake-up call for us,
Right.
space. And did you see, China has landed a spacecraft on the dark side of the moon. Unmanned.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Really?
And people are
Ooh.
kind of worried about whether or not they're looking at militarizing the moon, which could be very dangerous for us.
Well, I don't know.
Scary,
According
yeah.
to Hollywood, there's a big, huge transformer on the dark side of the room.
No.
Yes.
And
yes.
and from
Hollywood
what
knows everything.
from what
about
I understand, Pink Floyd's hanging out over there too.
Yes.
it. Yes.
They are.
I don't want to know what they're doing up there. I'm just not going to even go there.
This date in 65, President Johnson proclaimed the Great Society. That was the name that he gave his presidency. Richard Nixon in 74 refused to hand over tape recordings and documents subpoenaed. I always said about Nixon, it wasn't the crime so much.
It was the cover-up.
It was
yeah.
the cover-up.
Right.
And no politician seems to ever learn that, do they?
No.
That's what gets most people in trouble. You
Absolutely.
know, even when you're kids, you know, if you do something wrong,
Right.
and you get called on it,
Yeah.
and you go, well,
Yes, I
and you
did.
kind of lie about it. What do you
Oh.
do? You get in more trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a big thing in our house. You know,
Tell the
you
truth.
may be punished. You probably will be, but it's going to be a whole lot worse if you lie about it.
I always hated the punishments when I was little, and I had to go pick out my own switch.
Oh,
I hated that.
don't tell me they beat you.
Oh, they didn't beat me.
They
Most, yeah, I got swatted.
Yeah, my mom had a big blue hairbrush in the kitchen window.
Well, you guys,
and that was what she'd say.
You guys most definitely are damaged then in some way.
Well, of course.
We're scarred.
That's why we're here today.
That's why we're here.
You know, if I hadn't been scarred as a child like that, I'd probably be a senator or something.
No. You're much more successful doing this. Trust me.
Yes.
The Great One scored 8 points for the second time in a game.
Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wow.
Oh, guess who got elected the governor of Minnesota, sworn in on this date in 1999?
That was the
Jesse
wrestler.
Ventura?
Jesse
Yes!
Ventura, yeah.
I'm a little
Score one for-
freaked out that I know that.
Score one for Deb.
Yeah.
Also, let's see here. This
Boy,
date.
Minnesota has had a strange run of politicians there. I
They
mean,
have.
Jesse Ventura, wasn't Al Franken from Minnesota?
Yes, he was
Okay.
elected there before he retired in shame.
He was a senator, congressman from Minnesota for a while.
He was a senator, U.S.
Senator,
senator.
yeah.
Yes, he was. On this date, we saw the advent of LPs. long playing vinyl.
Yep.
Which has made an incredible comeback.
I know.
It has.
You're doing that, aren't you?
I've got a console unit with the radio and the 8-track tape player.
Okay.
And I just bought a little portable unit to put downstairs in the flower shop where we can just play LPs and vinyl all day.
Awesome.
Do you have any LPs?
I have LPs from way back. And I'm married to a music aficionado. So
really? And he does too,
mine are really ridiculous and probably about 10 of them, but he's got a big collection.
Okay.
I've got I think I've got the original Inagata Davida.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
On vinyl. And I have a whole stack of 1950s, 1960s era stand-up comics.
Okay.
Before they started dropping the bomb.
I have got a, in the box, a set. Remember the Time Life records they had back in the 60s?
Yes.
I've got a set of those in the box still.
Wow. You haven't even opened them up.
Well, I mean, I've opened them,
But
looked at them,
Yeah.
and I've played them a couple of times to listen to them. But
You still got the box.
I still have. They're still in the original box with even some of the original paperwork.
Have you ever heard this said before? A piece of vinyl?
No.
Have you ever heard a record be referred to as a piece of vinyl?
No, I was going to say that's, that's what you do when you put something, when you redo your bathroom. You put a piece of vinyl down.
Right.
I'm just telling you, that's something that
I've never heard that term.
I've heard that term before. Elvis Presley in 1954 recorded "Casual Love" and "I'll Never Stand in Your Way." I don't think either one of those were terribly big for him.
I don't believe so.
Roundabout, 1972, released
Yes.
by.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Yes. Released Roundabout. I like the long
I
version
loved it.
better.
You know, let me tell you a story
The
about
8.5
that.
minute
Sure.
Let me tell you that story. This is a good story. So there was this girl when I was in high school from another town, and I thought she would really.
Was it Ipanema?
No.
Okay.
I thought if she knew me, she would like me. Okay?
Yeah.
So I got the school newspaper from that high school, and they featured her. There's a little town. There was only like 12 seniors in that class, and they did bios on them where they said what's their favorite food, what their favorite music was, et cetera, et cetera.
So you was creeping on somebody.
So I see her at some festival, some homecoming or something like that. I said, hey, I'd really like to go out sometime, have dinner. She said, sure, I'd be more than happy to do that. So when I picked her up, I had on, her favorite song was Roundabout. And it just happened to come up on the stereo as she gets in the car. Okay? She says, oh, I love that song. I said, that's my favorite song.
Of course.
That's my favorite song.
And you went, that's mine too.
Absolutely.
I bet, yeah.
So then we went to a thing called the Laserium.
The Laserium.
It was the planetarium in St. Louis, and they shot laser lights on the top to music.
Probably Pink Floyd.
A laser light show. It
Probably
was
Pink Floyd.
Then we went to a restaurant where I said, the fried shrimp is really good here.
Oh.
From her thing, Now here's where it fell apart. In Laserium, you have to kind of lay back to look at the ceiling of the planetarium.
Yeah.
My wallet fell out.
Oh, no.
So I ordered this big meal with her, and I reach and there's no wallet.
Uh-oh.
So I had to quietly go back in the back. It's in my hometown and say, look, I'm good for this. Don't say I don't have any money.
Right.
Let me go. But, so I'm just, every time I hear Roundabout, I think about, that was the last date I had with her, by the way.
First and last. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I thought it was inventive.
It worked out okay in the end, right?
It did.
Okay.
I mean, I looked like I was a perfect match for her. There was no doubt about that. But it didn't go much further than that. And finally, in 1973, the Allman Brothers named Lamar Williams as the replacement for the late Barry Oakley. The announcement was made in Rolling Stone. The Allman Brothers, I can listen to them play. Their albums are just magnificent.
I told you I've got the Live at the Fillmore East.
Oh, that's a great
on vinyl.
On vinyl.
On vinyl.
On a piece of vinyl.
On a piece of vinyl, and I could just sit and just.
Okay, I got to ask.
The only thing that would be better if my stereo would operate like a jukebox. Play one side,
I know.
flip it over,
yes.
play the other side.
Oh.
That's the only thing that would be better, so I wouldn't have to get up.
Old school, first world problems.
What's your favorite musical artist?
Oh, gosh, that would be like choosing a favorite child.
Oh, you have that
Favorite
many.
musical artist. Well, it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Okay, perfect. For me, we're going to have a rainy day today, okay?
Yeah, it's going to be rainy.
Okay. Carole King,
Oh, she's good.
Dan
She's
Fogelberg,
good. Oh, love him. Love him.
James Taylor.
Love him
A day like
too.
today, that's the music I have to have.
Speaking of Carole King,
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen the show The Cool Kids on TV yet. We started watching this
No.
on Fox. Vicki Lawrence is in it.
Oh, love her
Okay.
too.
And Jamie Farr's in it.
Yes.
David Allen Greer.
Jamie Farr, of course, from Toledo, Ohio.
Yes.
Klinger.
Yeah.
On MASH,
But
yeah.
but anyway, Vicki Lawrence in one of the episodes last night was talking about the fact she recorded a folk album.
Didn't know that.
And this is fictitious.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Recorded a folk album in 1971 and released the album Carpet one day before. The day after Carole King's Tapestry came out.
Bad timing.
But I thought the album Carpet instead of Tapestry.
Okay, so you're in line with my rainy day thought.
I agree. You got to have certain music for certain things that
I think so
you're doing.
too.
What about now sunny day? I love Chicago, Saturday in the Park. I love Steely Dan on a sunny day.
I am not a Steely Dan fan. I don't know. They're just I
don't know.
They have the song about not going back to Annandale.
That would be my old school.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I actually, when we lived in Virginia, Annandale was our arch rivals at Thomas Jefferson High School.
Ah.
And I thought, and I really didn't want to move to Washington, D.C. area in the first place. So everything was kind of soured. I'm like, well, they don't want to go back to Annandale, and I don't either. But, yeah, I'm not kind of a fan anyway.
I'm a big fan of Steely Dan.
Now, see?
I've seen them perform. They came back, one of the two, it was Donald Fagen and another guy, which were the core of it. One of them just died.
Yeah.
But they're still touring.
Yeah, they are.
You were talking about James Taylor.
Yes.
I love him. And
He's
actually,
in Evansville coming up, isn't he?
Oh,
no,
is he?
not Evansville, Kentucky. Because one of our friends here in town, has got a twofer going. He's going to a Kentucky basketball
Is it
game.
Louisville, Lexington? Probably Lexington.
And then he's going after that to the James Taylor concert. They're back to back.
Oh, he's got a fantastic Christmas album that I think is
man. He does.
probably
I do
now
like
at
it.
my
You are correct.
favorite Christmas album. It changes from
Go
year to
Tell
year,
It on the
but-
Mountain. He does that.
Oh, he does that
unbelievably
great.
well.
Yes.
Yep.
I love that. Just nice and relaxing. Drive to it. It's just fantastic music.
Okay, so I've made. Who else would you throw on to that stack? I've already thrown a number of people on that you
Oh,
like
gosh.
mostly.
I like a lot of different music. I tell you, there was one time I was coming back. I had worked on a small independent film overnight, and so it's 6 a.m. and I'm driving back, and so I had Foo Fighters on. They're the greatest hits because you need to stay awake when you're
That'll
up
do
for
it.
24 hours.
Yeah.
That will
and
do it.
driving. So that was fun, and it just depends. I've got different playlists.
Isn't it interesting? She obviously is much younger than you and me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some music that absolutely goes between the different.
It just
Oh, yeah.
transcends.
Absolutely.
See, I'm using big words again, too.
Transcends is a good word.
Transcends the different decades.
So do we need to take a break?
We do, as a matter of fact.
I've got a couple other things, but we'll do that after we get back. You're listening to Morning Coffee.
Hi, folks. This is Sandy at Gill Sales and Service. When it comes to laundry, it's true what they say. They don't make them like they used to, but Speed Queen still does. Speed Queen washers and dryers are built using premium metal components, not plastic. They're manufactured with rugged, commercial-grade construction, and they're pushed beyond their limits in their state-of-the-art lab to deliver 25 years of premium performance in your home. Speed Queen, built better to last longer. Get your Speed Queen at Gill Sales and Service, 1605 West Main in Fairfield.
Something's in the air. Dust, spores, and a whole host of bad things you can breathe in. Indoor air quality may be something you think very little of until it becomes something you can't ignore. Protect your health and home with Core Indoor Air Quality products. Our solutions are ideal for ventilating, purifying, and balancing humidity in your entire home. Visit CompleteHVAC.org for details and breathe easier. Core, the heart of a smarter home. Call Sam or Kara at Complete HVAC and Plumbing today at 445-3329.
Let Dairy Queen help you kick off 2019. Stop in this month and get a 4-piece chicken strip basket for $4.99. During the month of January, try Dairy Queen's Blizzard of the Month, Reese's Outrageous, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Reese's Pieces, peanut butter, and caramel topping, all mixed with vanilla soft serve and blended to Blizzard perfection. Need an ice cream cake? Dairy Queen will help you decide the perfect cake. Stop in at 1204 West Main Street. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
This is the show about nothing. Morning Coffee, streaming on YouTube and live on the station listened to, not just heard. WFIW.
Well, thank you very much. Just want to remind you that we have the Big Deal Store. If you'd like to find a deal on a certificate to buy at several area businesses, go to the upper right-hand corner of WFIWradio.com, click on that, and you'll see a list of unbelievable deals. All you have to do is click on it. You buy certificates. Those certificates, like for instance, you could buy a certificate for $10, but only have to pay $7 for it. So you're getting a 30% savings.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
And more coming. So jump on, because you never know when those deals will fall off.
I think when you talk about this, we need to in the future. Every time you say big deals, we need to have me in the back going, big deal.
Also, go ahead. I'm going to just...
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yes. Talking about the LPs, what about the Bob Dylan? Does he make some real good songs also for LPs?
Yes,
he does.
Yeah. Yes. I like
You
Dylan.
can't go wrong with Dylan.
No, you can't. He's one of the great songwriters of all time.
Songwriters, not singers.
Yeah, I have a rough time
we
following
always
him
have a hard
sometimes.
time.
Storytellers.
Really, yes.
Right.
Thank you.
George Harrison.
George
Yes.
Harrison.
Yeah, that's a classic.
While My Guitar Gently Weeps, one of the great songs of all
right.
time.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you. I want to remind you also that next week here on Morning Coffee, we'll have Bruce Reeves on Monday. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm on assignment.
It will be interesting when we get to trivia with Bruce Reeves, because
He's very good.
knowledgeable.
He often answers by sending me a text.
Uh-huh.
Tuesday, I'm on assignment, so you and Jeff on and Tom Levine are going to hold down the store.
Okay, so we're gonna Tom and I are gonna leave the room and let Jeff handle everything.
I bet you he can handle it.
He's the newbie.
Ken Odie will be here on Wednesday. Donna Masterson is going to be here on Thursday. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And Dave Savage on Friday of next week.
See if I can find all the Cubs jokes I can find.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, this is a great one. I just saw this on the wire this morning. A Michigan hunter who was caught with an illegal deer told a conservation officer that his wife would get mad at him if he didn't come home with deer meat.
Well,
okay.
You know.
The Cadillac Evening News reported...
what?
It's the Cadillac, Michigan.
Oh, okay, the Cadillac, Michigan.
Yes, the
okay,
Cadillac,
it's
Michigan
okay.
Evening News reported the conservation officer told the paper that he approached a suspect after receiving a tip about a hunter who allegedly shot a deer near Baldwin, Michigan, despite county restrictions that protect the animal. The suspect denied having killed a deer, but the officer said that he could see the unused deer tags in the suspect's wallet and blood dragging along the back of the truck. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Crooks are stupid.
Yeah.
My wife told me I had to go out and get deer meat.
Yeah. Well, I got to do her. I got to do it.
So, anyway, you got.
I do.
Tell me.
Jean-Jacques Savin.
That's a beautiful name.
Yeah, former military paratrooper from France, 71 years old. He's setting out to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a motor-free capsule he's called a barrel.
How does that work?
He's just going to float.
Are the prevailing currents such that if you drop it in, the ocean in Europe that it's going to float to the United States?
I don't know. He left from the Canary Islands this past Wednesday, headed to the Caribbean, using only wind and current.
Okay.
Okay. Says he expects to spend the next 2 to 3 months floating across the ocean in the 10-foot wide, 7-foot long capsule.
10 foot wide, 7 foot long. That's not much. You have to be really good. You have to get stuff that's stackable, like Spam.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Right. I can't even fathom.
Yeah, I know.
How long do you think that'll take?
2 to 3 months is what he's expecting.
That's just. I mean, how would you stay in there? You'd have to.
Clearly, he's an introvert.
I would say.
I like it. He does have a stove on board to cook his meals. And I guess
really?
he's got some type of
He can
rainwater
cook this
collection apparatus to get, water.
You think he's fishing?
I don't know.
Oh, you have to have some sort of fresh meat, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
I would think so.
What if
Some sort of
What if he
protein.
gets in bad weather or
Well,
something happens? I mean, I'm going to
you said
assume
capsule,
that he's in
right?
touch with people.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Well, you have to have
it's
a radio on it,
It's
I
a
have to believe.
10-foot long, 7-foot wide, and he called it a barrel.
Really?
So maybe when he gets to the Caribbean, he's going to load it up on a flatbed and bring it up to Niagara Falls and go over the falls. I don't know.
It's amazing.
Go figure.
Did
Stay
you,
tuned. We'll find out.
yesterday we had the story about Madonna. You remember that?
and the butt implants.
Well, that's what was suggested.
Oh,
it was
okay.
suggested. She performed New Year's Eve, and had a little extra junk in the trunk. Apparently,
Okay.
Okay, and there was suggestions that maybe there'd been a implant process
Yeah.
involved. She's speaking out about that,
Ah, okay.
and she says she tweeted. Well, no, actually, she went on Instagram and shared a close-up photo of herself. And she said, desperately seeking no one's approval and entitled to free agency over my body like everyone else. So, in other words,
So basically, she's saying
Mind
she's
your
given the
own
impression
business.
she did have it done.
yes, but it looked like I'm not saying that I did an extensive amount of research on this topic.
Yes.
But it looked like maybe she got the implants from Craigslist.
Oh. Oh, okay.
And my question then is, do we have nothing else to talk about?
Oh, absolutely.
Really, not us here, but just in general. Do we really care?
Well,
It's the show
that's
about
true.
nothing
That's
here.
true.
So, I mean, that's a big topic on this show.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine, but just, kind of in general.
The truth of the matter is, that's the reason why it's so important to every once in a while sprinkle in people like yourself of your gender
Right.
to keep us
right.
from having to belabor those types of topics. You see.
Right. No worries. No worries.
So we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
We are
I'm glad to
very
be
glad
here.
you're here. Okay, so now for a moment, before we take another break, you have a call this
I
morning,
do.
don't you?
I
All right.
do.
Before we do that, give us just a little bit of an inkling of where you're going with your next project.
The book will be, well, I'm going to write it, and then we're just going to kind of have to see from there.
because,
have
I mean,
to
you
build
write
the
it-
audience.
Can you give us a clue what it's about? Oh,
It's,
will
it's
you give us a
called-
clue?
I will. It's called The Courageous Kindness Habit.
The courageous kindness habit.
Yes. So this is my attempt to influence American society and say if we were just nicer to each other, if we were kind, that would make a huge difference in society. And to make it a habit
Yeah.
where everybody's doing it,
This is revolutionary.
Now, see, I can think of one person in general who really could use that. Okay,
Let's
I don't.
not-
I,
don't
and I
bring our wives into this.
No, no. And I don't know who it is, but I was. I'd walked across the street yesterday.
In front of your
In
store.
front of the store. I'd walked across.
Right.
Across Main.
Right.
Because Jan and Dean are setting up.
Oh, so you got to go get your car.
Well, I didn't go get one. I just went over to visit and said, "Hey, I'll be back tomorrow. Save me
Yes.
one." You know.
So they are downtown today?
They are
Today?
downtown today and tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
So
it's good to know.
You know. But anyway, as I'm coming back across the street, I see somebody just barreling
Up the hill.
up the hill on Main
N-
Street.
Near Lamont.
All right, near
Coming
Lamont.
into town.
Okay, I get into the lane there.
That's a real shoot, by the way. I
And-
mean, people come flying up through
Yeah,
there.
and the guy, he keeps coming. He keeps coming. He keeps coming. finally, he just slams on his brakes. You know, of course, you know.
You stood there while he did that?
No, I was crossing the street.
You were going as fast as you could.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going as fast as I could, but you know, I was going. I was getting across. I was moving faster as I was getting closer to the other side of the street.
Your speed irritated him, is what you're telling me.
I don't know if the speed irritated him. I don't know if he didn't see me, but did not roll down the window, offer apology or anything. Just gave me one of those go to Illinois looks,
right?
And kept moving. And you know, of course, I have to turn around and go, what? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Right.
What's your problem?
I'm walking here.
Pedestrians have the right of way, you know? Anyway, he could use that book.
I have to say.
He could.
Yeah.
Yes. I've had other incidences in the last month where I wished somebody had followed that.
Yeah.
Always lead with, in my view, anytime I get a hold of somebody that's unhappy about something, often have calls that are folks that are unhappy about, in particular, how an obituary was aired.
Yes.
I often try to kill them with kindness. That's my strategy, at least.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes difficult because they want the combative person.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But it takes two people in order to do that.
Oh, I wanted to kill this guy, but not with kindness.
I get it.
Before he killed me.
Unbelievable.
Well, that's part of it. Is that when you're kind, you give them no.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
No fuel for the fire, and especially if you're. I'm sorry. This was my fault. Yeah. I should have.
Right.
Or whatever. Then you've taken away anything that they could have used against you.
Okay. That's a great lesson. And this is a children's book as well?
No.
Not this one.
No.
You're doing this one for all of us.
Maybe I could. There was a kind of the genesis.
If you do it as for an adult piece, you don't have to worry about how much it takes to be able to put an illustration together for the children's book, which is essential.
This is true, but I have, there are YouTube videos. There are examples of this. Like one of the things that I love was there's a video of a guy who in New York City. And he said, I see these homeless people on the street in the winter, and you just want to give them a comforter, but you can't. Yes. But he said, but I wonder, and what if is one of the most powerful phrases.
Yes.
One of the most powerful thoughts. He said, I wonder if Amazon, who has same-day delivery in New York, would deliver these homeless people things. And so he did. So, here's this guy, and Amazon shows up and says, are you Ray here at the corner of 5th and 3rd or whatever? Yeah. Here, I've got some shoes and some socks for you. And then, of course, they videoed it. And that's what we need in this society, where you kind of go, what if, and then go in that extra mile. It would have been one thing to say, oh, maybe I'll just go buy him a comforter, but to then take it to the next level and sacrifice his time and his money. And
acts of
that's
kindness.
what we all need.
Total acts of kindness.
Right.
All right.
Take a break.
You betcha. We'll be right back.
Google, the company that virtually owns every single move you make on the internet, advertises on TOC Radio. Geico, the insurance outfit run by Warren Buffett, does the same. Home Advisor, Hotwire, Hulu, Netflix, Angie's List, Zillow, Hotels.com, Amazon, Priceline, and Wayfair all advertise on Mass Reach Radio, TOC Radio. Those companies only exist on the internet. What do they know that you may not? Internet-targeted advertising is weak at establishing new customers. For new customers, they turn to mass reach media like TOC Radio. They know if the consumer knows you before they need you, you get the click more often. Internet advertising is a perfectly viable way to advertise. But if someone tells you to throw all your advertising on the internet, tell them you will. Just as soon as Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Larry Page do the same. TOC Radio. Mass media.
This weekend at the Sisney Community Center in downtown Sisney, Paul's Complete Auction Company will be having a large 4-hour old-time country antique auction. Included in this auction, 1968 model Case lawn tractor with front snowblade and mower deck, cast iron items, advertising items, metal yard items, old stoneware, and vintage harmonicas, just to name a few. All items are from one local estate owner, Colonel Paul Gibson, auctioneer, with over 40 years of experience working for you.
There's good news for those interested in removing unwanted body hair and for individuals needing spider vein treatment or facial rejuvenation. General Surgeon Dr. Patrick Molt is offering the latest in laser technology at his office in Fairfield. Dr. Molt, along with certified laser technologists Sheila Vaughn and Jessica Molt, are able to perform painless laser procedures on all skin types. To learn more about removing hair, spider veins, facial redness, large pores, acne scarring, and fine lines, contact General Surgeon Dr. Patrick Molt's office in Fairfield.
With your Mayo Clinic Radio Health Minute, I'm Ian Roth. Mayo Clinic child psychiatrist Dr. Paul Corkin says it's normal for kids to play video games, but parents should pay attention to lines being crossed into addiction.
Playing the games all night long, abandoning things that used to be a source of great enjoyment, schoolwork, friendships, sports.
Dr. Corkin says gaming addiction can often be a sign of broader mental health issues like anxiety or depression. He recommends 3 things to parents who think their child is addicted to gaming. Number 1, communicate as much as possible so you have a handle on what's going on in your child's mind.
It's a time to get more involved in the teenager's life and try to open up more channels of communications and really get a handle on what's going on in their life.
Number 2, establish strict rules about screen time and stick to them. And number 3, don't be afraid to get them professional help. For more information, talk with your healthcare provider or visit mayoclinic.org.
WFIW 104.9 and WFIWradio.com. As we do every Friday morning, Larry Lyday from One Stop Flooring is on the phone. Good morning, Larry.
Hey, Mark. Happy New Year's 2019.
You betcha. Happy New Year to you, too. What's going on over there to One Stop Flooring? You guys are getting set for a great 2019, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're starting our 34th year, Mark. I was thinking about this morning. It's a long time. I was 25 when I started, I think, somewhere in that area. So I was pretty young, and 34 years. And last year was a great year. Actually, it was a record year for us. So we thank all the listeners out there who support us in your area, and it's been a strong area for a long time. And hopefully they'll continue to keep coming over, and we're going to continue to take care of you guys in that area as well. So it's important to us. But yeah, Mark, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I think 2019 is going to be. I was thinking about the next couple of weeks going to start being the conventions and the shows and stuff, and probably some trends I would say for this year. Ceramic tiles going to get larger. You're going to see 24 by 24s, 36 by 36 tiles used on floors more instead of 12 by 12 and 13 by 13s. Everything's going bigger, so. My message to the listeners, when you look at your house, you look at your kitchen or your bathroom, think, man, it's a small room. I need to have a small tile. It's actually the opposite. They're going larger now.
Because it makes your room look bigger, is that right?
Yeah, it makes it look bigger, more spacious, and less grout joints. So don't be afraid of bigger tiles, when you're looking at a tile project. And, we're going to see more tile patterns in the LVT and the LVP. We sell a ton of that, waterproof stuff, and there's a lot of wood grain patterns. We're finally starting to get more tile patterns for the kitchens and utility rooms and bathrooms, so I think that's going to be a good trend for this year. Laminate is dead, Mark. If you because of the waterproof issues, no one wants laminate. Matter of fact, our laminate displays upstairs. Nobody in our store asks for laminate or wants it. When you look at the vinyl stuff, it's so much better and so much better looking and so much more friendly on maintenance. With the kids and pets, so. Laminate is dead. I mean, it was 3% of the industry 3 years ago, and this year it'll be less than 0.5%. So if you're out there thinking about putting laminate in, you're the only one who wants it. Nobody else wants it anymore. So.
And you just about can't find laminate anymore. I mean, it's around, but it's hard to find.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point, Mark. And what's funny? So many people have it, and we sold it, of course, too, when we didn't have no other choices. But probably the only place we use it now is on walls. I mean, even the laminate companies know that they're going out of business, and they've gotten creative, and we're probably putting more of it on man cave walls and offices, and you'll see it in hotel accent walls behind the check-in areas. You're seeing it in those areas more than the floors, and I laugh when I think about it. Who would have thought we couldn't sell laminate for floors, but they do now. We put it on the walls because that's the only spot for it.
All right, and you're getting booked up for a couple of months in advance.
We got a lot of commercial stuff now, Mark. The other message, I want to say is we measure for free. We have lifetime installation guarantee on our labor. Our installers have all been with us 15 to 20 years. These are our guys, so when you have a problem, you don't have to look for John Smith or Joe, Block, and he's gone. He don't work here anymore. We're sorry. You call the store. We come back and we take care of our repairs and fix things. And it's our guys, and it's a lifetime installation guarantee. 18 months. Mark is going to go through January. We normally always have 12 months interest free. Flooring America negotiated 18 months through January, so that's special. We won't have that all year. So anybody's looking to start a flooring project, get in here, bring your pictures, bring your ideas and your swatches, and don't forget we got Benjamin Moore paint to help accent that. If you're going to do a paint project, we've got a full line of paint now. So
all right,
we're geared up, ready for a big year, and help people decorate and make their homes look beautiful.
All right, Larry, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Friday.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Mark.
All right, Larry Lyday from One Stop Flooring in Mount Vernon.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
Raymond James, the financial well-being of our clients always come first. Christopher Conard has been serving our community since 2003. Conard Financial Group, an independent firm, 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, 842-7855. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC.
Your Fairfield area weather forecast, a 90% chance for rain today, high 42. Partly cloudy tonight, low 30. For tomorrow, sunshine, high 55. Cloudy and 55 on Sunday. For Monday, rain likely, high 58. And for Tuesday, sunshine with a high 55. Overnight low was 33. Yesterday's high 42. Currently, humidity at 90%. Winds from the north at 6 miles an hour. Pressure at 29.83 and holding. Cloudy skies right now, 35 here at the WFIW studios. Radar showing some rain moving up into the Wayne County area. Well, actually just south of the Wayne County area. Should be starting somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 minutes or so. We should see some light rain. Let's get back into morning coffee. And
Radar Weather has been sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
This is the show about nothing. Morning Coffee, streaming on YouTube and live on the station listened to, not just heard. WFIW.
We're going to have a rough time getting trivia, and I want to say thank you to Aaron Braddock, who dropped by from Christopher Rural Health Planning Commission and brought some cookies, which always gets us excited. And the second thing
favorite kind of cookies.
I wanted to say that Bruce Reeves said that there is a current that comes from the European continent towards our continent. That's the current that this guy in the capsule is going to take.
All right, so let's get right into trivia here. Actor Will Smith nominated for a number of acting awards for his portrayal of what superb athlete in this 2001 film?
Okay, I know it.
Muhammad Ali?
Yes.
Yes, congratulations. All right. In terms of total pounds produced, what is America's leading cheese-producing state?
Oh, that's easy.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. You know what they always say? Cheese is good.
They are not wrong.
Beginning in 1987, Air Canada became the first air carrier to prohibit passengers from doing this.
What year?
1987.
Smoke.
Yep, you got it.
We're on fire.
You are on fire. I'm throwing you food bones today.
Yeah, you are.
This one is especially close to you.
Okay.
This question. What do we call the white solid hog fat used as a lubricant in cooking?
I've got some for Christmas. I got a gallon of lard.
You got a gallon of lard for Christmas?
Here.
Yes.
Here.
Congratulations.
The Rubeneckers brought me in a gallon. I've got it in the freezer.
Alrighty.
Go ahead.
What does a volcanologist study?
Mr. Smock.
No.
That would be my
No,
guess
not
as well.
volcanologist. Volcanologist.
A volcano?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
All
You said
righty.
it first. I should have had the
All right.
buzzer.
All right.
All right. This is for you,
Ooh,
Debbie.
uh-oh.
Who is the author of the book Fairy Tales and Stories?
Grimm?
No.
Nope, wrong people. No, that's Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Who's that?
Noel?
Hans Christian Andersen.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
All righty.
We're doing this pretty fast.
Uh-huh. How
'cause
many
we're running out of
operational
time.
space shuttles were built by NASA?
I'm going to take a guess and say 5.
I'm going to say more than 5.
I'm going to say you're right. Mike?
Thank you.
Ooh, 5.
Congratulations. 5 was the answer.
We're
All
buzzing
righty.
through these.
Okay.
You are. I'm
you,
just
you
gotta
are
hang
doing.
on.
You guys are doing great here. All right. All right. This one may be tough.
All right.
What talk show did Janis Joplin regularly appear on?
Ooh. Talk show.
She was a regular on this talk show.
I'm just going to take a wild guess. You have one?
I'm going to say Johnny Carson.
No.
I'm going to say Merv Griffin.
No.
Who?
Dick Cavett.
Really?
Yep.
He was very cerebral.
All righty. Okay. And
this is going to have to be it.
This is the final question.
All right.
In which sporting event are live animals participants in the action?
I would say the running of the bulls.
Polo?
Well, that is one of them. But what's the other?
Polo's excellent.
Polo. All righty.
Yeah, I'd say her answer might be better.
Rodeo.
Rodeo, absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right, Debbie,
everybody gets a win on that one.
Hey,
absolutely.
we'll take it.
Thank you, Debbie, for coming in. We'll see you again in a couple weeks. How's that
That sounds
sound?
great. Thanks
All
for
right.
having
Thank
me.
you, and
All
have a
right.
great weekend, everyone.
All right, I'll see you for corn dogs.
Yeah, I might do
with
that.
Jan and Dane.
No doubt.